Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bengal Brothers Live. I'm here with
Hey,
Coach Ray and Bengal Bob,
Who day, brothers? Who
how's
day?
it going, guys?
and it's going. It's we're real close. We thought the schedule release was going to be today, but looks like
Yeah,
it's
the
next Wednesday, May 15th.
NFL had other plans, I guess, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
and
did.
then we'll maybe talk about a few
No,
of those
I
things. And go
yeah,
ahead,
because
Bengal Bob.
I think one of their big things was they originally said last year that they wouldn't have Christmas games in the middle of the week, and then they realized last year that the ratings were through the roof on the Christmas games. So I think they had to go back and make changes to because the word is that there's going to be two games, a doubleheader on a Wednesday for Christmas this year. And
Yeah,
I think that's probably a big part of the reason for the delay, because now they
Who Dey
can
Terrell?
pluck teams from wherever they want and put them now, And I guess you're allowed to have up to 2 short weeks this year.
Yeah,
So there's a
I
lot of
I think
nuances to the schedule.
the past 2 years or the past 3 years, it's been the second Thursday in May. And I think most of the national media and everybody thought that was going to be the case this year too. And then, yeah, they just kind of came out and said it was going to be. Well, actually,
Yeah, I
what
mean,
they did was they informed all 32 teams that it would be Wednesday, May 15th.
I know,
yeah,
and I was
they sent
guilty.
the
I was a little
memo out.
premature
Go ahead,
on
Ray.
making a post.
No, I mean it's just the way they've been doing it the last couple of years, like you just said. And they sent the memo out, and I think they took a lot of players into consideration this year. There's been a lot of players over the past couple of years voicing their opinions, and I think the NFL is trying to make some changes.
Yeah,
We'll see how it plays out.
I think based on Roger Goodell's comments when he met with Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee show, um, you know, he pretty much said that's something they've been considering looking at is extending the season, reducing or doing away with the preseason, and coming up with something that's the players are going to like, but there's not the whole, because that's the whole thing is the Players Association doesn't want more workload on the players. So if you're going to add games at the end of the season, you're obviously going to have to do something with the preseason that's basically meaningless. I mean, it gets reps, but
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. And this could be them pushing it back, could be something that they're doing for the future. At least that's my thought, is possibly they're doing it for the future to when they go to like a 20-week season.
Well, the sound of the Super Bowl being on President's Day, that's pretty awesome because everybody has the day off finally after the Super Bowl instead of having to go to work that Monday, which is one of the biggest call-in days of the year.
It is. I want to shout out Ray, man. The background's dope. Ray's unveiling a new background.
It is.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm trying not to move fast because I feel like
getting it dialed in.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm getting it dialed in.
Hey, it's a learning process,
Yeah, but honestly, man, I think the biggest thing is having an extra bye. I think if they're going to end up extending the season, which at this point, if Roger Goodell says that it's in discussion, they're going to do it. We know it. Yeah. And logically speaking, if you add another game, right now it's an 18-week season, that's 19 weeks. So if you add a second bye, that makes it a 20-week season. So very easily,
I mean, like Shiesty said, teams that have that early bye, week 5 or 6, there's no way they're going to be able to run off 12, 13 games, and then go into the playoffs if they're a good team. I mean, you're going to have some tired players by that point, a lot of injuries.
Fatigue's going to set in, especially for the bigger guys. That's
depth is going to be.
Why's it got to be just the bigger guys, man?
Well, depth is going to be even more pivotal.
Those little guys get winded too.
Yeah, depth is going to be even more pivotal.
I didn't mean it like that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you hate on the big dudes.
We'll see. I don't hate on the big dudes at all, bro. I mean,
talking about the upcoming,
they're banging every single play.
Oh yeah, for sure.
AFC North officially has overall the toughest strength of schedule now. So thankfully for us, we're tied at 16th, for strength of schedule, but the Browns have the number 1 toughest schedule, Ravens number 2, Steelers number 3, right at the top of that
They
list.
get a
So
taste of our medicine from last year.
that bodes well for
They
us.
do.
Big time.
They get a taste
let
of
them go through the ringer with, some of their opponents, and then we'll try to mop up what's left of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've had the discussion a lot about how this team is built and how it in some ways doesn't favor the team in the division. This year, in my opinion, once we get the schedule, to me, the biggest thing I'm looking for when the schedule comes out Wednesday, I'll be camping, but I'm still going to be watching. And I'm literally going to look at those first few weeks because the Bengals have to start fast this year. They got to start faster than they started the past 3 years. So those first few weeks are big games. Past 2 years, we've started division
big
games.
Time. And I got a funny feeling that there. And we talked about this off cam, Reg, but I think there's a big chance that the NFL throws the Chiefs at, hosting the Bengals week 1 on that Thursday night NFL opener. I mean, talk about a way to start the year.
That'd be
you
crazy.
Know what I mean? Chiefs, Bengals.
Yeah.
In Burrowhead, fuck.
To be honest, I hate Burrowhead. I don't think. But
I know, I'm just kidding.
But honestly, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. The Bengals, we started so slow the past few years, and the Chiefs really have too. But save that matchup for late in December,
right?
But what a way playoff implications. Burrow's at his best. He's clutch. We'll start the year out big.
I get that.
Creates big narratives going forward. You lose week 1 to the Chiefs, suddenly the narrative.
It does. But
there's
another side. There's another side to that narrative, and that is you come out week 1 and you go to Kansas City and you light the Chiefs up. Shit. Yeah. What kind of run we going to start on?
It'd be on a night they're hanging the band and everything. And not to mention, they lost to the Lions last year week 1 while hanging a banner.
They did.
So their entire goal is not going to be to.
What a way to fuck up their plans, though. What a way to fuck up their plans. That would be just ideal. It'd be ideal.
Yeah, it would.
And then fucking just start ripping off wins. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Fuck all them haters this week. Like, I'm sure you have plenty to say about this, Ray and Reg, but the hating this week on Joe Burrow and the Bengals has been ridiculous.
It's been wild.
I mean,
it's not a
even
surprise,
Colin Cowherd,
really
Colin Cowherd, who's been a big promoter of Joe Burrow. I guess because he's not on his show all the time like he was. He's a little upset
on his podcast.
Talk about we need to draft another quarterback if Burrow don't make it through this season. Like, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, I was kind of surprised by the size of Burrow. Like, dude looks bigger.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks bigger. Is that just me? Or, I mean.
Well, he looks more physically mature than he did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Definitely from his rookie year.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, man. His
physical hits, man, don't change you.
He's physically mature.
Change it.
They will. But honestly, like, the biggest thing to me, I think, with the national media, that was what Bob just brought up a second ago. I'm going to go ahead and call out Mike Florio. And I told Bobby today, I was like, dude,
get him, Reg. Get him.
Mike Florio and Sims, I listen to them a lot. Pro Football Talk, they're a great show. You know, we're the type podcast. If you listen to us in the first season, or if you listen to anytime we talk, we give our dues to Dave Lapham and, people in the Bengals community. And Sims has been a big Burrow fan, but Florio, for someone that's been around the game so much and as smart as he was, I'm pretty sure he was an attorney before, a lawyer before he got into all this. He is one of the biggest. He pushes fake, false narratives with so many teams and storylines just for literally. It's like he's a mainstream football talk who does clickbait because he
likes to sit over there and pour fuel on the fire.
He does. He literally will. I mean,
fucking gaslighter.
He was one of the big people that you watched him the past year or two, and he was one of the first people you would hear. Well, the Bengals giving Burrow elite money. Well, guess what? The Bengals are going to learn that it's hard to have a roster around a quarterback when you do that. And we have an elite receiver. So for 2 or 3 years, all we hear is the national media tell the Bengals, they're like pointing their finger at Cincinnati saying, well, guess what? You're going to have cap issues. You're going to have cap issues. That's what comes along with having an elite quarterback. That's what comes along with it. Here we are a couple years later, Burrow's paid, and the Bengals, yes, are dealing with that. And what's that mean? They have to get younger at certain positions. So they're doing what's best for the franchise, which is to franchise tag T. Higgins. And then they're like, well, the Bengals are cheap. They don't want to pay nobody. The Bengals don't want to. He's like, Mike Florio's like,
bullshit.
He's like, and then the Bengals, being the Bengals, they're, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's just sad that that 2 superstar players, talking about him and Trey, are requesting trades. It's like, what are they doing over there? It's like, what do you mean, what are we doing? The Bengals are doing what they need to be a franchise that's competing for Super Bowl in the coming years. Receiver market is completely overinflated, and you have to get cheaper, especially when you already have an elite wide receiver one. The Bengals are doing
right, and other guys want bags too. They'll
have to get it somewhere else.
I know it sucks, but it's actually a good problem to have, because if you got that many good top-notch players and coaching, people want your coaches and people want your players, and it's a numbers game in the NFL. You can't afford to pay everybody, so pick and choose, people.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business, man. And when some teams start paying their receivers that are subpar, they're 8th or 9th, maybe 10th receiver in the National Football League, and somehow they're getting paid top 3. That forces other, teams to have to pay their receiver, their number 1 wide receiver that much, at the very least,
That's why the draft is so important.
It literally screws and fucks the whole system up.
So literally the running backs started the market, and the change of positions, market value being reduced in age and contract. A big part of that was Ezekiel Elliott. We talked about that in season 1. Zeke was one of the first backs that was almost overpaid, and he ruined the running back market. And almost since then, the entire narrative of the running back didn't even get drafted until like the 2nd or 3rd round. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, the first round is 8 running backs. You know what I mean? So, but my point is, all of that is well and true. My point is the national narrative, especially with people like Mike Florio and even Sims, who played into it a little bit. It was sort of they playing both ends of the spectrum. They're down on the Bengals for 2 years because we're like, we're telling you, you're going to have cap issues. You're going to have to do this. The Bengals, you're going to have to make tough decisions. Here we are. Burrow's deal has been done. The Bengals are making tough decisions of what's actually, in my opinion, best for the franchise. And now they're pushing the narrative that the Bengals are cheap again. It's like this revolving cycle that either the Bengals can't manage, can't draft and develop, or guess what? They don't know how to manage the high end of the cap, blah, blah, blah.
Man, but, haters, man, they all want to be in orange and black, and the Bengals own them colors, and it pisses people off.
I don't know. It's just frustrating because Florio and them, they're big voices, and the
I know, and I mean Nick Wright,
and
Nick
they
Wright,
couldn't be
man,
wrong about the narrative of the team.
I wanted to break my fucking phone earlier. Watching Nick Wright run his mouth. Burrow's peaked.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate, bro. They're always gonna hate, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like seeing Burrow throw the past few days has been, that's been
like
awesome.
that behind the back little move there.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, I mean every one of the receivers had the overwhelming, same reaction, which was they hurt. Like
Michael,
he's putting something
on
Mike. You know what I mean? What's up, Mike? Yeah, dude, he's putting some heat on those balls, and I think it caught a couple of them off guard.
Yeah, I tell you, he already looks like he's developing he already looks like he's developing a relationship with Jasicki.
Yeah,
he had a couple nice balls to him.
Pat myself on the back again for I've been screaming for him.
Yeah, so you did quite a bit.
Yeah, we heard it a couple weeks in a row, didn't we?
Yeah,
we heard it a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, we did. Now, was the timing right then? I don't know. The timing was right this offseason.
It was.
You know,
It was.
I can't tell if Bengal Bob's
You know,
frozen.
well, you know what? You know what I was
couldn't
sitting
tell
here
if he was
thinking about
frozen.
though. For real though, here's what I've been thinking about. You know, a lot of them, are talking about, him being injury prone. I mean, if you really break it down, to me, it's more he's had bad luck, if anything, than being injury prone.
Yeah, Burrow's definitely
I think
not
by
had
no
the best
means is Joe Burrow injury prone. He's had some bad luck with the appendectomy, and the 1 year was COVID. He had the calf last year. The ACL tear. His rookie year. As much as he was sacked, I'm surprised that's all that happened to him. Like I think he's going to be all right. I don't think by any means is he peaked.
Michael said, not sure if you guys saw it or not, but the first thing Burrow did when rookies got there was dab up Marius Mims. That's sweet, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking
Marius,
about.
he's the future. Nick, hello, sir.
What's up, Nick? Hey, man. Yeah, so Bingo Bob, bro. What are we trying to say?
Yeah, Lamar, Joe said Lamar has missed the same
Bengals
time,
curse.
if not more. Lamar's missed a lot of time. Go ahead, Ray.
Do I think
Is that
Lamar Jackson's
what you were
peaked?
leading to?
What would you say, Ray?
I just felt like Bingo Bob was leading into there's a new Bengals curse or something. Like this is
no, I don't think
every year with Joe Burrow.
He's just had some bad luck.
But...
You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I mean, that's what sucks, man. And honestly, like, to me, Burrow's always been like ice cold. He don't ever have those emotions about things. But coming back after, the calf issue, like before the wrist issue, like really flared up hard before he took that big spill where his wrist got bent back, whatever, which is the game he threw the ball and it really didn't come out. I don't think he was ever right. Even we went on that little bit of a win streak with him back. Like it was almost like it was like for the first time, in my opinion, Burrow almost had a little bit of doubts. Like his play even showed it. Like he did not play well in a few of those games. And to me, a big part of it was, in my opinion, the first time in his head, he almost had doubts about his ability just because he knew he wasn't fit 100% physically. You know what I mean? And part of what makes Burrow so good is his ability to take himself out of it and just one play at a time, arm.
Right. Well, he was a statue. You know what I mean? He was like a statue standing back there taking hits, couldn't do nothing about it. Of course, that's going to fuck with you,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what the media is not talking about is the last time that he missed that amount of time with an injury was the ACL, and the motherfucker came back and took us to the Super Bowl. So come on.
Yeah, I mean, his footwork looked great, dude. Like it just looked great. I mean, I'm excited. It looks like he's been working on that in the offseason and obviously putting a little more heat on the ball. And again, I agree 100% with you guys, man. We got to come out.
Go Cowboys! Come on, you guys aren't even the best team in Texas.
Oh,
damn it, man.
I'm just kidding. My wife's a diehard Dallas fan, so I gotta say something.
Yeah,
I gotta deal with her on a weekly basis. I gotta deal with her on the I didn't mean to get so let's look at some of the upcoming games that we know that, at least teams what we're going to play, and that Cowboys game, I think, could be the potential for a primetime game.
Damn, Nick, that's a deep cut, man. That is real deep.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna justify a response for.
I beg to differ.
This day, bro.
So, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Denver, Las Vegas, Philadelphia, Washington, New England. That's the home games. Obviously the division games are all going to be grinds. Those are going to be split up throughout the year, but Las Vegas is a cool one. That might be a game we end up at this year.
That's Vegas' revenge game for the playoff loss.
That might be a primetime game too.
I mean, it could be. It's going to be their revenge game against us. So,
Yeah.
Raiders got a lot of
that
talent.
is the first time we've played them since the playoff game.
It is. It is. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be the revenge game, especially for
The New
Max.
England
That
game's
was
gonna be
Max
interesting.
Crosby's first
If the-
playoff game.
If
He
the
was a
New
little upset
England
about it.
game, if the New England game's later in the year, that's going to be that'll be interesting, especially if they're one of the tank teams. But we'll see. Said if not for OSU, Ohio wouldn't know what championship football looks like. Damn. The toxicity. Hey, Cleveland fans hold on.
I don't even respond to that shit.
Cleveland fans hold on to the fact they got 8 championships, even though it was in 1955 or whatever the years were of their 8 championships. The Philadelphia game is going to be interesting. That's a big prime. That'll be a primetime game. One of our primetime games might be the Eagles game at home.
Yeah, I think out of all of our home games, man,
Yeah.
I think the Philly matchup, dude, is going to be a real testament to our wide receiver core. Just because Philly's secondary is going to be no joke this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
With the draft, that they had and the players they already have, Philly's secondary, man. I mean, that's going to be a real.
You know what? I don't have any confidence in Philly. They lost 6 of their last 7 games. Talk about a collapse. You know what I mean?
Major collapse.
I think the Cowboys are going to end up being probably the best team in that division this year. I do. So I mean, we'll see. I know, right?
But
we're going to have
Cowboys are
a primetime game against. Team. Right, and we're probably going to have a primetime
I like
game
what you did there
against an AFC North opponent. It's going to be the Ravens or Cleveland or Pittsburgh. We're going to get a primetime game with one of them or a Thursday night game.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think we'll get a division game primetime. The Philly game would be a good primetime game. Washington, they're bums. New England's going to be bums.
Drinking water.
Kansas City will be a primetime game. That last year was supposed to be on New Year's Day.
The season opener.
Yeah, the Jets. That could be an interesting primetime game. Aaron Rodgers and Cincinnati and the Bengals going to Aaron Rodgers.
You mean the Jets?
The away games. We go to, we go
Giants.
to. We do go to the Giants.
Yeah, it's the Giants.
Yeah, that might be.
Another sneaky good game
Giants
is going to be. Another sneaky could be a good game is the Titans. Brian Callahan, Tyler Boyd.
Callahan connection.
That just got a whole lot more interesting. And you notice the going theme here at the NFL. They like that matchup with the Bengals and Titans because
Hopefully, I just want us to have 5 primetime games. We keep getting gypped. We'll have 4, which is a lot, compared to some teams. But still, we've deserved 5 primetime games. The year after the Super Bowl,
daytime, right? I mean, daytime, nighttime, prime time. It don't matter. Joe Burrow's gonna show up and play this year.
Yeah,
the Giants game could be interesting. Yeah.
It's going to be an L for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's see. The Bengals go 17-0, and then you run the table in the playoffs and first undefeated season ever.
A fan can dream, right? A fan can dream, right?
So let's play a little game. Say we have 4 primetime games. Who do you guys think that those opponents are going to be for sure? Let's just for shits and giggles to see if you get it right.
All right. I'll start. You want to start, Ray?
Well, I think a majority of them are going to have the same teams. I mean, I think we all agreed the KC game is going to be a primetime game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, without a doubt, that's
season
going to
opener
be a primetime game.
That could be like a holiday game.
Yeah,
season opener.
It'll be like a holiday.
We're going to have a primetime game against another AFC.
It might be a team. Well, there's the 2 Christmas games.
Sorry, man. I was going to say, I think the pick out of the AFC North for me, if one of them would be a prime time, I think it'd be Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go Ravens.
Yeah, I would say the Ravens. But honestly, the Battle of Ohio has been intense, and we have not played the Browns well. So it would be nice to have a primetime game against the Browns, a Sunday night football game, or a Thursday night game, and then we go in and beat the brakes off the Browns in front of the world. just to put them back in their place.
In front of the
Joseph Willis said Philly.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think
In
KC
front
Philly
of-
for sure, and a division game for sure. Wild Zara said KC Ravens, Eagles, Cowboys. That'd be. I could see it. Cowboys, they always get like 5 primetime games.
I could definitely see that, man, for sure. I just think it's going to be Pittsburgh for some reason, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway it goes, it's fucking exciting as hell,
Yeah, I just think
ready.
one division game, KC and Philadelphia for sure.
I think 2 division games, and then I think either the Eagles or Cowboys will be prime time, and then the Chiefs game.
Yeah. Hopefully we just get 5.
Yeah.
Ray, did you want to go over the formula for each team's 17-game schedule?
Do you want me to go over that, bro?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's worthy. I think.
Hey, show David comment. I like that.
Yeah, I'll pull it up, man.
Yeah. David said they're going to make one of the primetime games versus Carolina. They need a lopsided primetime game. Yeah, that'd be really nice.
So the formula for each team's
Nice
17-game schedule includes 6 games against division opponents each year, which, that's nothing new. I mean, when you actually – I wish there was a way I can actually share this, bro. There's no way to actually –
Joe said, who would be the added team? No, I don't think there is without redoing the –
no,
like in terms of another game each year. I imagine because in some years you have that, you have an out of conference division, you have another division in your conference, and then you have like a split division. So I would imagine the extra game will just be one of the people from that split division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm right on that, but because usually like this year where, obviously we play our division, I think we play it would have to be the AFC West. We play Kansas City. Yeah, we play Kansas City, Las Vegas. So we play the AFC West. Yeah, the Broncos. So we would we would have a split division. So I imagine they would make the extra game be a team from that split division. So you play 3 from that division instead of 2. So it would almost be like playing 2 other conference or out of conference divisions, which is pretty cool. If there's 2 buys and less preseason, I think that would be awesome.
Right. Yeah, I'm cool with that. More regular season ball and less preseason. I'm totally game with it.
Absolutely, dude. I'm just pumped up, guys.
Sure.
Like I'm itching here, bro. I'm itching at this point for the season to start.
I know. Honestly, it was disappointing because we thought the release was going to be tonight, and
I posted that shit everywhere.
I know.
I posted it everywhere because I just assumed.
Literally out of nowhere they moved it back. The past 3 years, it's been the second Thursday in May.
Yep,
has been the schedule release. And
the NFL caught wind of the Bengal brothers, man. They were like, "Oh, y'all ain't doing a live broadcast on this shit."
Yeah,
that's true, Joe. You said overseas game this year.
Yeah, Joseph. We haven't talked about that. But the Bengals are kind of due to go back overseas again.
Yeah, they're finally making Green Bay.
Yeah,
you know what's kind of sneaky though is you notice Jacksonville is there every year. Like Jacksonville could be the first team to get moved over there. I think as much as they played over there, and the NFL's going to do it again to them.
Yeah,
they're like, "Fuck them, bro."
We'll get
this.
Yeah,
David. That's awesome, David.
I'm on the wait list.
Leveled up. Who day?
What have we talked about? We talked about the schedule release. We talked about why they might move it back. I honestly think that's the biggest reason that they moved it back a week is that I think they're going to start aligning some things for a couple years down the line if they moved a 20-week season.
Well, like I said, word on the street is that they did a last-minute thing because they decided to do a doubleheader on Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They decided to do a doubleheader on Christmas. And they're allowing 2 short weeks every team this year. So, they ought to make some money.
Well, Florida has to have 3 teams because they think they're the richest state in the country. So, you can't tell Floridians any different. They call us the poor state.
Floridians.
Oh, they don't
live
have
in
to
Florida.
pay income
I
tax,
want to live
right?
on a beach. Just run to Florida.
Look, bro, you ain't gonna catch me scuba diving. All right, this shit ain't gonna happen.
Ravy out there like Steve Irwin.
I'm a
Getting
land
stung by
creature,
rays.
bro. I'm a land creature.
No, but man, I next week I'll be camping on Wednesday when the schedule comes out, and but I'm still going to be tracking it on my phone, when I can, just to see what the matchup looks like, just as an initial reaction.
Yeah,
because I'm excited. I really, like I said, to me the biggest part is those first few games. The Bengals have to start faster. Like the Bengals,
I'm telling you, man, they have to.
Yeah, like
and if I have it my way, they're opening that season Thursday night, NFL season opener against the Chiefs, and they go out there and get a win. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's Joe Burrow starting his revenge tour. Guess what?
They're hanging the banner.
And took out Patty
and the Bengals
Travis.
beat the brakes off of them.
What do you think about that,
that'd be great, dude. That'd be great, bro.
Open up in Kansas City.
Dude, right off the rip.
Drop a 40-point game on their head.
the Florios and the Cowherds and all of them will go right back to swinging from Burrow's nutsack for real.
Well, the ideal first game, not a division game. Please God, the past
Kansas
2
City
years.
Chiefs.
Bobby wants the smoke.
I want him right out of the fucking gate.
Yeah, if we had that
season opener
the past 3 years out of the gate, dude, I would be more.
I ain't worried about it. Things are going to be different, dude. I want Kansas City, the NFL season opener. You talk about a really big viewed fucking game to start the NFL season. Thursday night football. The Chiefs are in it.
They be playing Shake It Off in the stadium.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an opener, man, against the Ravens. I mean, I think that's going to be our opener, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was just answering the ideal. But I mean, I'm going to pray to the football gods for the Bengals.
I'm with you, dude, because again, I think we've been holding back, dude. I think it's time
and
the cat runs wild.
That's a primetime game too now.
Joseph, what do you think about the lease agreement with the city? I think that to keep up with the other stadiums around the league, the Bengals got to make improvements. But since like 2018, I just looked this up. They've spent $45 million to this Hamilton County's $55 million. Or something like that, 45% to their 55%. That's what it was. So the Bengals have been contributing.
Massive upgrades, and they got till 2026 to figure it out.
2026.
David in here. Dave is a good person to ask because Dave's lived in Hamilton County. I'm pretty sure still does. So like for a long time. So and he's a season ticket holder. So I mean. But that's the thing is that I understand both sides of the argument, right? I understand the fact that there's people who don't follow the Bengals and they only associate with the Bengals what they've always associated the Bengals with. Mike Brown's cheap, the Bengals suck, yada, 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 the whole bullshit narrative. So you have half the group who just look at that and think about that, and they're like, why am I paying taxes? And then there's the other half that, like, look at everything the Bengals have done for Riverfront and the whole, you're talking about all the bar district, all of downtown area. Yeah, I know the Reds do their thing and all that, but I'm just saying is like really, the Bengals are a big part of the community that, I mean, they could lose. I mean, there's cities everywhere that will pick up an NFL franchise. Obviously that's never going to happen, but it's one of those things where,
especially if we were to win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, win a Super Bowl and we still can't get something done. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oh, for sure.
And
the Reds are like
I don't know if you guys
right now. It's not good.
I don't know if you guys have seen those plans for like Chicago's new Soldier Field and shit, man. I'm telling you, the Bengals are kind of quickly becoming one of the older stadiums in football.
Yeah. I mean, to keep up and like
if
the
you win a Super Bowl, I
think
you deserve a brand new stadium. Just period.
Yeah.
Why keep dumping $400-500 million into upgrades when, come on now. Well, sooner or later, we're going to have a new stadium.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's all politics, bro. I mean, it's all a bunch of bullshit, dude, and it's hard to move shit and make.
I don't think it should be all on the taxpayers, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
think
mean?
that the Bengals, have been acting more like a business the past few years. And I think they see that, which is why they put some of their own money in, like they redid, added concessions and stuff, which last year I felt a difference. I felt like lines were shorter. I felt like some of the things they did improved it. But like you
It
said,
depends what
the
section you
reality
were
is
in, because some of those
everybody's getting
lines were
bigger and better
ridiculous.
things. And technology is advancing for fans and the game day experience and everything that's associated with it. And the Bengals are caught somewhere between we're a small market team and we
Right.
we can compete with the big market teams. We just have to catch up to the level of providing the game day
Right.
experience. And, they're trying. That's the thing. That's what kills me about the national media's narrative. It's like they act like the past 3 or 4 years haven't happened. I realize that's short term, but the Bengals have done so many uncharacteristic things the past 4 years. And
Right.
they continue to do
They've become a
move
modern
on.
team, or they're working on it, and you gotta give them a 5 for that, because
They did
it's
not
not
do
the
well.
Bengals of the 90s, that's for sure.
They did not do well in the ratings, all the player ratings for like locker rooms and all that stuff a year or two ago. Remember all that? And they've already been renovating.
Mhm.
They're going to have one of the top of line therapy facilities. They're having all
Well,
that red
dude,
light shit and everything.
just as early as the early 2000s, players had to pay for their own shit when they ate, man.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
man.
The late 90s and early 2000s, they were still making their players pay for lunch and shit. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's some shit. Never mind. I should have said that.
What it was when the Browns started actually paying players, as the modern year started to hit, they were like, we're paying you enough money, you're going to buy your own food, which is fucked up, but that's what they were doing.
Well, that's why you have to give a big hats off to Elizabeth and Katie. And I can't think of the other sister's name, but I'm telling you,
Katie, Elizabeth,
those 3 women are a big part of the reason that a lot of things have changed for the better.
Absolutely, dude.
I mean, they deserve, and I'm really surprised the NFL hasn't spotlighted them yet, because I think it's overdue.
I agree.
I mean, we need to give them women a hand,
And Duke, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Duke and all those people. Duke, they don't.
Duke is the man, dude. Duke is the man.
The respect they deserve.
Joseph, for real. He is.
Oh, man.
And we never really touched on it, but condolences to the the Tobin family, and the loss that they've certainly had recently. So
yeah.
Son.
It's all exciting, guys.
He's around.
Oh yeah, bro.
Things are starting to get really exciting, and man, I just can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
I just hope that we keep growing, and our subscribers and people who like to interact with sports talk, keep doing it.
Yeah, make sure you're going to YouTube and following the page and subscribing. And I'm not sure, it probably won't be till camp when we're gonna be live again next, but that's May 28th through the 30th. So we'll live around.
They're in phase 2 right now, right? And that's what they're calling it, OTA phase 2.
Yeah, Pat McAfee and them making fun.
And then tomorrow morning they got a mini camp, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure they got a mini camp tomorrow.
Yeah, this weekend.
For those of you who don't know, like I travel a lot to Northern Kentucky almost every day, and this morning when I was going across the bridge, I don't know who they were, but they looked like wide receivers, 2 of them, and they were like sprinting across, the practice fields out there. Just the 2 of them. There wasn't no one else out there, no one around. I don't know who that was, but I hope, I'm really hoping that they bring these young players in, these veterans under their wings, and help add to this culture, man. And let's go on a Super Bowl run. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's a good thing to see, man. 2 of them out there running like that together.
Yeah,
it is, man. I mean, that's something I try to preach when I'm
putting
coaching.
In some work.
It's attitude and effort, man. And those are some things that you don't, man. And some things are coachable, some things ain't. But when you see 2 players doing that shit right there,
she did get that indoor facility.
That's the effort you want. That's what you want to see.
Yeah. Man, Bob says it every week. It's a great day to be a Bengal, but it's one of those things that it really is
great time to be a Bengals fan.
I mean, right now is, the next 5 years could be the biggest years in the franchise. We've been still an awestruck of going to the Super Bowl and back-to-back AFC championships. And like, really, that's just the floor of what this team actually could be. This team could win the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like weird to say
we could
that.
be a dynasty.
You know what I mean?
We
But
could be
this
a
team
dynasty,
can
and like, right.
this team can, be competitive with the best in the league for years to come, as long as they stay the course and don't fumble the bag. And by fumble the bag, I mean fumble with Joe Burrow, fumble it with, but I tell you what, this draft, every year I've been more and more impressed with the draft. And this year, I mean, 5 Trent players and 10 picks.
Dude, I mean, between free agency and the draft, dude, I mean, Cincinnati fucking A+, bro. I mean, knocked it out of the park, dude. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Like Mr. Shiesty said himself this week, everybody's chasing Kansas City, and we want to be the ones to knock them off. So let's do it.
Yeah. Bobby's going to knock
Thursday
on
night,
the door
season opener for the NFL. Bengals. Let's do this shit. I'm for real.
Go week 1
Thursday
to
night,
Kansas
season
City.
opener. Week 1, go to Kansas City and fucking rip out a big-ass win on them. Let's go.
That'd be
Knock
great,
on
bro.
Patrick Mahomes' door.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Everybody
All
up.
right,
Let's
boys.
go.
Anything else?
All right,
you guys
everybody.
wanna
Well, we
talk
appreciate
about?
everybody who's commented and interacted. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys coming through and showing some love. And
Hell yeah, man. Shit is awesome.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Keep those comments coming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, make sure you hop
All
on
right,
YouTube.
guys. Well,
but next time we go live, it'll be actually on the Bengal Brothers Facebook page, not mine. Yeah, we had to wait 2 weeks. Facebook's like, you can't go live right away, dog.
damn Facebook.
But you gotta wait it
Back
out.
on Facebook.
So, but yeah.
All right, guys. It's been great.
Have a good weekend.
All right, brothers.
Hey, you guys do the same.
Who day?
Thanks, everybody.
Who day?
We appreciate your
Thanks
support.
for watching.
Who day?
Thanks for listening. Yep.
Later.